Let the games begin.
Okay, guys, this one says how billionaires always get what they want.
What was the reason?
Light is surfacing. You can see Cardi.
We're going to talk about 9 billionaires who couldn't bear being told no. So they did some extremely outrageous things just to get what they wanted. Starting with Larry Ellison, who spent $40 million to buy the house next door, simply because his neighbor didn't want to cut down a tree
What?
in their front yard.
That's crazy,
The
bro.
trouble started when Larry Ellison...
That's crazy, bro. They say money makes you do crazy things. This is one of it, dog. How can you buy my house because I don't want to cut a tree, dog? That's crazy. Like, that's crazy for real, dog. That's fucking crazy, dog. Yo, bruh.
who's worth over $100 billion, bought a 5-bedroom mega mansion in Pacific Heights. Larry's main reason for buying the property was because he could see the picturesque San Francisco Bay from his balcony. But it wasn't long before Larry's dream home was transformed into a nightmare. One morning, Larry Ellison woke up to a nasty surprise. The couple next door had planted 2 redwood trees that were growing big and fast. Very soon, those trees had grown so tall that Larry couldn't enjoy the panoramic view of the San Francisco Bay without those 2 trees blocking his view. But the problem only got worse. No matter how many times Larry asked his neighbors to cut down the trees, they said no. Larry was outraged. Remember, Larry is a billionaire. Therefore, he had enough money to buy another house anywhere in the city and move. If he wanted a house with a view of the ocean, there were hundreds of homes in other parts of America Larry could instantly pay for. But after being told no, Larry wasn't concerned about the view anymore. He wanted to win this war.
Yeah, he wanted to prove a point.
He wanted to prove
Yeah,
a point.
bro.
And that's why no one was surprised by what he did next. Larry pulled out his multi-billion-dollar checkbook and gave his stubborn neighbors an offer they couldn't refuse. He offered them $40 million to buy their house and kicked them out as soon as they took the money. And then he celebrated his victory in a cheeky way. Instead of cutting down the redwood trees, Larry moved into the house next door. Larry now had a clear view of the bay, the stubborn neighbors were gone, and he didn't even cut the trees. With that move, Larry showed the world that billionaires always get what they
bro,
want.
it's a common fact.
However,
though.
Larry Ellison isn't the only billionaire who's taken something that belonged to someone else. Jeff Bezos, the former richest man in the world, did the same thing. However, what Jeff Bezos took wasn't an object, it was an actual human being.
What?
At a party, Patrick Whitesell introduced his wife, Lauren Sanchez, to mega-billionaire Jeff Bezos. Patrick is a...
Yo, Jeff Bezos, bruh. Jeff Bezos, bro. Jeff is a player, bro. Jeff is a player, bro. Like, for real, Jeff is a player. How can you take somebody, let alone your friend, bro? Yo, bruh. That's crazy, bro. That's crazy. Imagine, bro. Imagine having to introduce your wife, bro, to a rich guy, dog. That's saying bye-bye to her, bro. Like, for real. That's saying bye-bye, bro. Bye-bye, bro. For real, dog. Because now, this dude. This dude. Come on, man. Come on.
well-known agent in Hollywood and a longtime friend of Jeff Bezos.
Bro.
But that introduction was the beginning of the end for Patrick and Lauren's marriage. A few years later, Patrick was a sad, divorced man, and Jeff Bezos was chilling with Lauren Sanchez on a $500 million yacht.
Yo.
Here's how a billionaire stole another man's wife. After that introduction, Jeff Bezos reportedly hired Lauren Sanchez to help with aerial photography for his spaceflight company, Blue Origin. So, Jeff and Lauren started spending more time together without her husband.
Yo, bruh.
But it turns out Jeff Bezos wanted more from his friend's wife. In 2018, the National Enquirer shocked the world with claims that Jeff Bezos and Lauren Sanchez were secretly having an affair. The newspaper even included leaked text messages between Bezos and Lauren to support their claims.
What?
But how did they find out?
Is Jeff's rumored affair with former Fox and Extra host Lauren Sanchez. According to Page 6, the affair was brought to light after Sanchez reportedly bragged about the affair to her girlfriends, showing them sexts and dirty pictures from Bezos. Those girlfriends then allegedly sold those sexts and pictures to the National Enquirer.
Jeff Bezos had always maintained a nerdy, good boy image. But suddenly, the world began to see him as he truly was.
Yo, bruh.
A billionaire who wouldn't hesitate to steal someone's wife. After the news went viral, Jeff Bezos admitted to the affair. And then he and Lauren both divorced their partners to be together.
In 2019, the two went public with their romance. The same day, Jeff and his wife of 25 years, Mackenzie Scott, announced they were getting divorced.
Never introduce your wife to a billionaire.
Never, bro.
Unfortunately, Patrick Whitesell learned this lesson the hard way. If a billionaire wants a woman, they'll move heaven and earth to get her.
Bruh.
And the next person on this list is a better
Me too, bro. Me too, bro. If I want you, I want your girl. Just give her, bro. For real, bro. Me, if I want her, bro, and I got money, bro, I skate her, bro. Skate, dog. Give me her, bro. Because I'm gonna give you choices, bro. You giving it to me? You giving her to me the easy way, or you giving her to me the hard way? That choice is yours. That choice is yours. Really, dog. Me. I would also do that.
When he was 89 years old and could barely stand up to go to the toilet, billionaire oil tycoon J. Howard Marshall got married. But even though marrying at 89 was incredible, what was even more unbelievable was how gorgeous his new wife was.
Ready to invest in real estate,
she
but
looks like
don't
Meghan
want the hassle?
Robbie, dog.
Look no further and join Smart Crowd. Invest in Dubai.
Is she?
Her name was Anna Nicole Smith. She was only 26 years old, and she was one of the prettiest women on the planet. But wait, how did an 89-year-old grandpa convince a sexy 26-year-old model to marry him? It all started in 1991, when Nicole Smith was working as a dancer in a strip club. One night, J. Howard Marshall visited the club to feast his eyes on young flesh. The billionaire was mesmerized as he watched Nicole Smith dance seductively. But there was more to come. After her main performance, she walked up to Marshall. Although Anne Nicole already had a lot of men clamoring for her love, Marshall used his billions to stand out from the pack. He lavished her with money, gifts, and jewelry. He even bought her a Rolls Royce.
From then on, he was obsessed with her. And Mr. Marshall decided she was going to be his wife.
Yo.
People watched speechless as Marshall and Anna Nicole got married on June 27, 1994. But their joy wasn't destined to last. Just 14 months after their wedding, Marshall died. But his marriage to Anna Nicole Smith was proof that when you have billions in the bank, you can find love at any age. But at least Marshall's marriage to his 26-year-old wife wasn't dangerous. Because what the next billionaire wanted was something so dangerous, it could have burned the world. Elon Musk is a man famous for his erratic personality and strange ideas. So it was no surprise when he announced that he was going to start selling flamethrowers to ordinary Americans. There was just one problem. Flamethrowers are extremely dangerous. Selling flamethrowers was such a terrible idea
What?
that a lawmaker said firemen also chimed in, emphasizing how dangerous a flamethrower could be.
A company spokesman is quoted as saying, much like a roller coaster, this is designed to be thrilling without danger. But local fire experts who remind us that fire season is year-round in California disagree.
When people have a product like this, I'm sure that they don't intend on burning anyone or anything or destroying any property with it. But unfortunately, accidents do happen. And with a product like this,
Wait,
that's
this
so
dude wanted to give people flamethrowers, bro. This dude wanted to sell flamethrowers to the people, bro. Dog, what was he trying to achieve, dog? For real, what was he trying to achieve, dog? Nah, man, this is crazy.
so
Yo,
easily
money will make you
transportable,
do
so
crazy
easily,
things, bro.
and creates a 2-foot length flame. It's only a matter of time before we really have a tragedy, unfortunately, that's going to unfold.
It was a terrible idea, but Musk still wanted to do it. And eventually he did. Despite warnings from the Home Office and US politicians, Elon Musk sold 20,000 flamethrowers, earning a whopping $10 million
Wow.
in the process. Of course, Elon didn't need the money, he did it just because he wanted to. Speaking of people who do things just because they want to, Kanye West is top of that
What did
list.
he do now?
Because in an attempt to get what he wanted, Kanye did something so insane, it sent someone to trauma therapy. As soon as Kanye West was officially declared a billionaire by Forbes, he seemed determined to break every rule he could possibly break. From making insulting statements like slavery was a choice to praising Adolf Hitler, Kanye was constantly in the news for bad reasons. However, the biggest example of Kanye moving heaven and earth to get what he wanted happened.
Yo guys, please
The
subscribe to my
large-scale
channel,
action game
guys.
War
Is it
Thunder
funny
will bring you a
because
storm
each and
of
every time, bro,
unforgettable
when
experiences.
an
Fight in the
ad
skies,
pops up,
assault enemy.
I remind you guys to subscribe to my channel, guys. Please sub, guys. Please sub so that I can afford YouTube Premium, guys. Please sub. Please sub. Please sub. Please sub. Please sub. That wouldn't be a waste, bro. That's helping me, bro. Bring you so much content, bro.
Happened when his ex-wife started dating Pete Davidson. It all began when Kim Kardashian filed for divorce from Kanye West. Kanye, however, refused to grant her a divorce, leading to a prolonged legal battle. It was during this time that Kim met Pete Davidson, a popular comedian. They started dating and spending time together, but Kanye saw Pete as the man preventing him from getting Kim back.
When I was trying to get that heroin addict away from my kids that was tattooing my kids' names on them, Skeet, Pete Davidson, they popping up.
Kanye's new aim was to break up Kim and Pete, and he would do that by making Pete Davidson's life as miserable as possible. What Kanye ended up doing was so bad, it forced Pete to sign up for trauma therapy.
Yo, bruh.
Kanye recorded a music video in which he depicted Pete Davidson being kidnapped, buried, and killed. But if the video wasn't bad enough, Kanye's attitude after people criticized him was worse. He said he'd done nothing wrong and was simply fighting for his family. Then Kanye doubled down and released a second video. At this point, Pete's family began to worry about his safety. They were scared he might be physically attacked by Kanye or one of his fans. Kanye's online bullying and harassment took such a toll on Pete and Kim's relationship that they eventually split. When Kanye heard of the breakup, he posted a mock New York Times front page which said Skeet Davidson died at 28. Once again, a billionaire had gotten what he wanted,
Yo, bruh.
even if it meant bending the rules. However, some billionaires get what they want without hurting anyone. A perfect example is Richard Branson, who wanted something that was literally out of this world.
Line 3.
Hello.
Hi.
Have you ever thought about going into space, Richard?
The moon landing was a catalytic moment for me. I remember my dad taking me outside onto the village green, and we just looked up at the moon. I really did think that myself and many other young people would one day be able to go into space.
Richard Branson always dreamed of going to space, and one day he decided to make his dream a reality. Branson dropped hundreds of millions of dollars to start Virgin Galactic, his own spaceflight company. He lured some of the best engineers and scientists in the world to come work for him. After years of work, Virgin Galactic announced that they had built a rocket capable of sending people to space. They called it space tourism. Of course, people were skeptical, but when Branson volunteered to be the first one to go, it became a global news sensation. In July 2021, Richard Branson climbed aboard a rocket ship and went to space.
Welcome to space.
To all you kids down there, I was once a child with a dream, looking up to the stars. Now I'm an adult.
Wait, it's space real?
With lots of other wonderful adults looking down to our beautiful, beautiful Earth. To the next generation of dreamers, if we can do this, just imagine what you can do.
Yet another example of a billionaire proving that with money, all things are possible. But back on Earth, another billionaire just wanted privacy, and he was willing to do anything.
Well, what did Mark do now?
Won't be a
what did Mark do now, bro? What did Mark
Waiting for
Zuckerberg do,
payouts?
bro?
Not with Holoprime.
What did Mark do, bro? Like, what did Mark do? Guys, please don't forget to sub to my channel, guys. Please don't forget to sub.
Stretch to call Mark Zuckerberg the most hated CEO in America. After growing Facebook into a multi-billion-dollar company, Zuckerberg was blamed for using his social media platform to spread fake news, promote hate speech, and cause social media addiction. All this negative publicity made Zuckerberg go to extreme lengths to ensure his safety. The most important thing he did was buy a home with around-the-clock security. Therefore, Zuck was understandably upset when he discovered what was going on in the house next door. Zuckerberg heard that a developer planned to buy the property right beside his and market it as an opportunity to live next door to Mark Zuckerberg. Considering how much Zuckerberg wanted privacy, that was the worst news ever. And so Zuckerberg did what billionaires do. He solved the problem with his money.
Well, Facebook is all about sharing, but CEO Mark Zuckerberg is worried about his own privacy. He bought up a bunch of houses around his home in Palo Alto. And now Betty Yu shows us he's doing something drastic.
Facebook CEO Mark Zuckerberg snapped up 4 homes around the one he lives in on Edgewood Drive. And he plans to tear them down and rebuild them to his liking.
Anyone else would have complained, grumbled, or prayed for good neighbors to move in. But Zuckerberg was willing to spend $30 million just so he wouldn't have to deal with nosy neighbors. If that isn't impressive, I don't know what is. But speaking of houses, the next billionaire on our list wanted to build the most luxurious house in the world. And your jaw will drop when you see what he built. Mukesh Ambani is an Indian billionaire. Although everyone knew how rich and successful he was, Mukesh wanted to do something so spectacular it would be an irrefutable reminder of his success. And so, Mukesh decided to build a house. But not just any house. This house was going to be a symbol of his limitless wealth.
What?
After more than 6 years of non-stop construction, this is the house Mukesh Ambani built. Nicknamed Antilia, this building can withstand up to a magnitude 8 earthquake. It has 27 floors, with the top 6 floors serving as a private residential area. It has 9 high-speed elevators, a 50-seat theater, terrace gardens, swimming pool, spa, a ballroom, and a private temple for Mukesh and his family. And to top it all off, it has a snow room that spits out snowflakes from the walls. Mukesh Ambani's house is considered the world's most expensive private residence, costing an estimated $2 billion to build.
What?
Adam Newman.
Bro, that's crazy. That's crazy prices for a house, bro. To build a house, bro. 1 billion. Bro, even I've never seen a house that's worth 1 billion, bro. Yo, these people are crazy, bro. Like, they are crazy, bro.
Like what his kids were being taught in school. So, together with his wife, they started a school of their own called We Grow. Starting a school is a very expensive project, requiring a building, teachers, and other logistics. But the billionaire paid for it all. And in 2018, We Grow started with around 100 children aged 2 to 11. But We Grow was very different from the typical schools. Some might even call it weird. The school organized daily Beatles sing-alongs for parents and children, Hebrew and Mandarin language courses, and robotics and engineering classes.
Okay.
They also run daily meditation sessions for students and weekly trips to a farm in Westchester. When billionaires don't like what their kids are learning at school...
Okay. In his case, yeah, it's something, bro. It's something. Because I would also want my kids to learn those. Not them to learn how to label a cockroach, bruh. Because that's what they're teaching children at school, bro. How to label a cockroach, bro. If I could afford, bro, my child, bro, would go to schools that teach engineering to students from a young age, bro. Because that's what's needed, bro. Because what are you going to do with the knowledge of labeling a cockroach, dog? What are you going to do with that, bro? Label a grasshopper for 10 marks. Like, for real, dog? Is that necessary? Because that's not, bro. That's not.
They don't complain. They just create their own school to ensure they get what they want. The billionaires we've covered each wanted different things, but something almost all billionaires want are luxury cars. Click here to check the most expensive cars in the world.
Yo guys, thank you for being with me, guys. Don't forget to sub to my channel. Guys. Don't forget to sub to my channel. And until we meet again on my next video. Danke.
Game over.